All right, my name is Megan Higgison. This is for my AMU Biology 251 A&P2 course. There's my sheet, my tools, and showing my work area. I'm going to turn this around so you can see my face. It's me. All right, so I'm going to try and show with one hand and record the other because there's a lot of small pieces. And I think it'd be hard to zoom in and out with dirty hands and gloves on a tripod. So, starting from the top, external to the kidney. So I have two kidneys. One I've taken out of this left side right here, and I've cut into a cross section. The other one is still in the body, and it's right here. This is the other kidney. Above the kidney, you can see the adrenal gland. The ureter is actually a tube coming off of the kidney, and the ureter runs into the urinary bladder, which is right here. This is the urinary bladder. The urethra is going to come off of the urinary bladder and runs into the vagina. I noticed right here, it looks like I cut a tube. It's like a soft tissue, and it's tubular. I believe I actually cut off the vagina during the last dissection, because if you follow this tube, it runs all the way back, and I don't believe that's the vagina. So just because of how it branches out. So it looks like I actually cut it during my last dissection. Internal to the kidney, so I wanted to show it on the pig one. I know it's a little bit small, but basically the outer cortex is just, as it sounds, it's the outer part, or outer tissue of the kidney. And then if you were to look closer, there's like these white, almost lighter colored pyramids that kind of branch off from the outside going in. It's on both sides. And that's going to be our middle medulla. And then the inner renal pelvis is all this inner, as the name describes, right? This inner section right here. Up to the neck region. I pulled it out. There we go, earlier. So this soft tube right here is the esophagus. And it actually usually hides behind the trachea. Sorry, I'm using my left hand, so it's a little rough. This is the esophagus, and this is the trachea, just for reference. So we go to the stomach region. Here's my diaphragm. This is my entire liver, all of this right here. If I flip over the liver, sorry, I'm squatting down, this is the gallbladder at the tip of my thumb. It's almost like a little bean-shaped organ. That's the gallbladder. The stomach is this balloon right here. This is the stomach. Coming off of the stomach, there's only one on the left side, and this is the spleen. This like finger flat organ is the spleen. Beneath that is the pancreas. I'm gonna see, it's kind of hard, it's covered in this blue dye, but it's right here. The little grainy, almost white looking organ right there, that's the pancreas. The ileum runs from, so here's my stomach, this is right here. My stomach runs into my small intestine, and where that happens is called the, I always get this, duodenum. And then where my small intestine meets my large intestine, so this is my small intestine, this big coil right here. In the middle of all this coil is what we call the jejunum. And then as the small intestine runs into the large intestine, where that connects, it's gonna be kind of hard to see it. I believe it's right here. That's gonna be our ileum. I already did the pancreas and the spleen. Again, this is the large intestine right here, this kind of orderly coiled up section right here, and then this mass is the small intestine. As I mentioned earlier, so I believe I actually cut out the vagina, but what it should look like is here I actually found the fallopian tubes. And at the end of the fallopian tubes, you can kind of spread them out. It's called the horns. You can spread those out. Those are fallopian tubes. At the end of those are your ovaries. Where the fallopian tubes meet down the center is the uterine body. And then from the uterine body, you have your urethra that runs into the vagina. I believe that covers all of that. So hopefully that was a lot easier than the tripod. Thank you.